What do you think the chief was arguing about with that lady? It seemed to be Futaba. It seems to all lead to that, especially his reaction to Futaba being his daughter. But the question remains, of course, at least to you know, Joker in character at the moment. Why is he keeping her so much of a secret to everyone? It does seem to have to do with, you know, her state, basically. Because Sai, who seems to know an awful lot about the situation for being not, you know, really tied to the family at all, mentioned something about his daughter's state. The state of your daughter is, I do believe, her words. So I think to most players it's inferable that what they were talking about was Futaba, the why and how, and, you know, etc. It's a very interesting plot point to this entire game. And also, man, Futaba's situation is so relatable to me, and I'll kind of be going into that. In fact, hell, I'm still kind of in a Futaba-y situation in a way. I'll go into that, you know, when we get closer to there. But I'm pretty sure for the moment that to keep story things going, still can't go out right. Yup, alright. But we thought about tomorrow, yesterday, and the day before. How many days in a row are we gonna have to think about the next day there, Morgana? Anyway. At least it's not as bad as, go to sleep every night.
Okay.
Because we can actually get shit done, which feels good, man. Getting shit done usually feels a little better than not getting shit done. Tends to be how it goes.
Yeah!
Just make what we can, just for the proficiency. Also, you know, if we end up using those things later, and I'm sure they would come in handy for some situations.
Yeah.
Especially, honestly, as I might get a little bit more impatient about going through palaces. Because I probably will.
Well then.
Okay, let's get to bed. Let's go conkle.
A woman was threatening Boss?
Yeah. She was going on about domestic abuse and taking the case to court and stuff.
Oh.
What's up?
It's nothing. So to summarize what you told us, Futaba is Boss's daughter, and he's abusing her? I don't know him very well. Is he really the kind of person who would do that?
There's no way.
I would like to believe so as well, but we don't have any conclusive evidence, do we?
Is it Alibaba?
I got a new calling card and told you the target's name. You should be ready for this. Why aren't you doing it? Told you I'd help you if you stole her heart. What seems to be the holdup? I also said I'd report your identity to police if you didn't help me. You okay with that? I'm serious.
Selfish person.
Well, he does have information on us.
Anyways, this Futaba he's talking about have a palace? If so, we'll need keywords to get in. Try messaging him about it.
It's made clear that they're not too savvy about our situation because we had to give them the name, you know? About, like, how we do this. So I'm just gonna fast forward through all this because it's just like mumbo jumbo. Because of course they're not gonna know what we're talking about when we say keywords or palace. Changed immediately. Oof. Did it? Wait, what? What about sushi? How did this situation change from that to sushi? Did they call it off or what? I don't actually know. What if all the mentioned business was a prank? Now that I think about it calmly, it's strange that they haven't actually done anything yet. If their goal is to target the Phantoms, they should want to be acting now, given our fame. Huh. Not just theatrically like that. Yes, however, it would be best for us to come up with a countermeasure regardless. Right now, that wishy-caused seem to sushi, that is all we do. Some ain't right, something's fishy, and it's not the sushi, I promise. I was thinking that too. I can't really put it into words though. This kid's right. I'm sorry for bringing this up. On the day before your celebration party too, of one person in particular is on their best behavior. I won't refrain from saying who though. You're not be talking about me. Yes, we are, Ryuji. I'm sorry. You do tend to be loudmouth and very rude though. So, yeah.
Let's do it.
I mean, I kind of get why people rag on Ryuji so much to a degree. If I really think about it, I'm still not a fan of them doing that though. But yeah. Do you think Alibaba calling off our deal has anything to do with the chief? It's hard to tell what the truth of the situation is. It's Futaba trying to get us to change her heart. She's fucking scared, and she's even scareder about meeting people, so the moment we brought that up, yep, no, bye. Basically, as far as I'm aware. So I understand that. Oof. Oy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, whoops. I have stuff to put on the shelf? Do I? Ah, whoop, okay. The poster from On. Okay, whoopsie. There we go. Sapphire, who I do believe this is from another Persona game. Don't quote me though, I'm not 100% certain. Let's bring back memories of Harajuku. Anything else? Nothing else. Okay, so... yeah, there's a poster. Neat. Pretty sure.
Nice.
Yep. We don't need to be doing. Also, because it's the middle of summer, we've got our window open. I like that little touch. It's pretty peaceful looking out there too, and the wind chime too. Listening to that. By the way, more or less, yeah, I bet that the same is true, right? That we can't go out again tonight either.
Hey.
Oof. Yup, so once again, just make whatever I can for the moment.
Okay.
Yeah. Able to make Kami your own. I'm just hoping that one of these times the proficiency will be maxed. It'd be cool if it was like this time. And then I'll just stop making things for now until we do a Mementos Holy Spree Batman, probably after Futaba's entire palace.
Yeah.
Oh! There we go! Alright, so next I'll focus on kindness because there's a few things we can do about that I can think of right now. So there's that. A little bit more than guts.
Alright.
And then I'll probably just border it up for guts. Actually, I might use Takemi to get my guts up, but we'll see. Again, I'm just making sure I'm getting these done for now. Side confidants are going to be what I use for my afternoons after Big Boy confidants, and I'll still, basically, you know, when everything's maxed out and all my my party member confidants are done, I'll be doing a lot more side confidant things for the rest of the game. So,
Nice.
I saw that. The way you use your hands, you did great. Thank you, Morgana.
Well then.
Okay, let's go to bed.
You seem quite busy, Sai-san. I take it you're stuck in the middle of everything?
The Phantom Thieves made a mockery of us when they brought down Kaneshiro. And to make matters worse, Mejid, who has been dormant for some time now, just declared war on them. How much more can they screw us over?
Beautiful.
Stress is bad for the skin, you know.
Did you come all this way simply to be sarcastic?
How about you listen to my deductions for a change of pace? You may think it absurd, but don't you think the case you're pursuing and the actions of the Phantom Thieves overlap somehow?
What are you basing this off of?
The one point of commonality across all cases is how those involved have an unforeseen change of heart.
I've suspected that myself, but those suspicions are unfounded.
I told you at the beginning that this was only a deduction. These just Phantom Thieves are riling up the public. However, that is a disguise. Their true goal is terrorist action by way of psychotic breakdowns. Is that too much?
There's nothing at the moment that falsifies that claim. Have you mentioned this to the police?
I'd never tell them such things. The only value they have to me is in their mobility and organizational capabilities.
It seems having you lend me a hand has paid off.
I'm glad to hear that. What about your case, Sai-san? Did you learn anything from the guardian of that mental shutdown victim's daughter?
Nothing at all.
I see. Now, what should my next action be for our victory?
Handle the Phantom Thieves, without remorse. Use any means necessary to win. That's how I would deal with them.
That's how you're dealing with everything, and that's the problem, Sai, but we'll get to that when we get to your palace and 3 palaces. Or, well, 2 other palaces, more accurately.
Very well.
This seems to be fun for you. Are you on to something?
No, not at all. Well then, to our victory.
Yeah, well, I think that what he chuckled about was that means I can kill them because I'm secretly an evil bastard that uses mementos to be an evil bastard. For evil bastard reasons, because I'm an evil bastard. I'm an asshole. As the running joke from the beginning of my series comes back.
Okay.
Time for sushi! Place is in Ginza. Ginza, right? Gunza, Gonzo, right? Do we take the usual train from Shibuya? Famous for luxury shopping, its property values are the highest in all of Japan. Oh man, holy shit. Forefront of trends. Aside from the shops, cafes are aplenty. If you're tired from shopping,
All right.
you now have information on a new hangout spot, Ginza Sushi Bar. You can also invite people who may enjoy eating expensive sushi to hang out with you there. Provided you got the scratch for such sushi dough, of course.
Man, the flounder is out of this world. That texture. I don't see any prices listed here. It's called market price. Don't worry about it, we got the cash.
So good! Hey, is the fatty tuna ready yet?
Hold your horses and don't talk!
By the way, is Boss really the kind of person who would abuse someone?
Also, I've noticed a trend here, and I think in my headcanon there's a reason for it. So, I've noticed a trend. Makoto is normally sitting next to us. And I remember that this was also a trend. This is all, I remember the last time that the last time I remembered Makoto's position, in relative to our character, relative to, Joker, Ren, Akira, whatever you want to call him. I call him Akira. Most people seem to think Ren's his real name, though, or use that name. Let me know why, friends, if you do that one, because isn't Akira the one that's, the most canon? It was in the manga or something? I don't remember. It was the one that was originally in the... I don't remember. There's something about Akira being basically his intended name, and then they used Ren for something, and so, But I don't know. Which one is it, friends? Let me know. As far as I know, his name's supposed to be Akira Kurisu, but also Ren is also a name that... I don't remember the specifics of that, but let me know which one y'all use. But, I've noticed that, just like here, last time I noticed where Makoto was standing in relative to Akira, at the that walkway that we use for our, our place to discuss the Phantom Thief stuff for a long time. It doesn't, hideout's kind of wrong because it's a public place, right? I've noticed that she was next to us, just like this, there. So I'm like, you know what I mean? I feel like, you know what I think it is? I think Akira is specifically sitting next to her, or being like, hey, Makoto, because he's fucking really into her. Anywho.
That again?
I can't get it off my mind. Especially if it means he could be taken to court. What kind of person is he? Do you truly believe he'd do such a thing?
No chance, man.
If it's really true about the abuse, he'd be a no-good jerk pretending to be a guardian.
Which means he probably would have let more things slip than he would have. All we've known is that he is on the surface an asshole, but every, more subtle thing he's let slip has been clearly him looking out for us. That's why I'd say Akira has so much faith in him. My Akira, of course.
Maybe the chief is the one who needs a change of heart.
Hold on a sec. About that, I actually got curious after our conversation and checked his name in the nav.
Sounds to me like there wasn't a hit.
Right. Anything beyond this is his family's problem. We probably shouldn't get any more involved.
Wait, you think Alibaba could be Boss's ex-wife?
Not quite. I mean, Yeah, no. Come on, Ryuji.
He must have cheated on her, and that's where Futaba came from.
Oh my god, dude.
Doubtful.
Yeah.
Your imagination has run rampant.
Yes, it has.
How foolish.
Yeah, even we're nodding at him. I'm sorry, Ryuji. Again, yeah, that was a funny instance of Ryuji being the butt of the joke, but I still don't agree with him being that so much of the story. It's like they undermined his entire character development by doing that over and over again the whole game. And never really dumbing down on that as the game goes.
Man, and it's all thanks to us being the Phantom Thieves.
God fucking damn it, Ryuji!
Crap.
Funny.
Fantastic! This sushi is delicious!
Good save, Makoto. I don't think you're fooling anyone, though.
Yeah! The fish is so fresh.
Everywhere we go, we hear about these phantom thieves.
What rubbish.
Thankfully,
Think
no
about
one.
where we are, Ryuji.
Sorry, it just kind of slipped.
Yeah, like that first time. The reason Makoto knows about us, although frankly, my Akira secretly thanks Ryuji for the fact that Makoto found out about us, but because, you know, he's really into Makoto, and it's kind of the only reason he's able to be this close to her is because of the Phantom Thief, so, like, he's honestly, like, in a weird way, Ryuji's kind of the reason him and Akira and Makoto are able to be together in that sense, at least in this way, that they're coming closer together right now, and that we are going to be able to date her later. You know, kind of started, the way that we ended up starting to get close was because Ryuji let this slip, you know? More or less, anyway. Although I think she would have found some other... The more I think about it, Makoto probably would have found some other way to catch us in the act. Especially if Ryuji kept running his mouth, even if he didn't that time, right? But, you know.
My apologies for bringing up
But
boss
still,
again.
I think it's a thing.
We should just enjoy the food.
Duh. I believe in Makoto, it's all good for you.
Nijima-san, what are you doing here?
Oh, Jesus. Can't Makoto get a goddamn break? Oh, yeah, that's right. No, she can't. Because this game really makes it clear that, I mean, hell, that's kind of her life. I mean, she's kind of moving away from that way of living. You know, basically giving herself a break slowly, but, yeah.
Akechi-kun.
Akechi?
You're the ones from the TV station. Could it be that you're friends of Nijima-san?
Do you know this guy?
It's nice to meet you. My name is Akechi. Glad to make your acquaintance, Yusuke Kitagawa.
How do you know my name?
Well, because I'm a psychic, of course. I'm only joking. In truth, I'm a rookie detective. You're a former pupil of Madarame, right? I have actually just recently joined the investigation team looking into the Phantom Thieves. Did you see that Mejed has declared war on them?
War?
Their website was updated just a moment ago.
For real? Ah, English again.
Wait, what?
What's it say?
Huh. Why do you seem so agitated?
She's a huge fan of the Phantom Thieves. A total nutjob for him.
I don't know how wise it is to be a fan of groups like them.
What is with these comments?
My apologies. I didn't mean to butt into your conversation, but I must say, this is an interesting group. Prosecutor Nijima's sister, an ex-pupil of Madarame, and a few Shujin Academy students.
What's funny is this is exactly what Makoto said to us that first time. He's playing the bad guy in the same way she was. It's kind of interesting. And now she's on the other side of the fence.
It seems you're all connected to the Phantom Thieves. Perhaps you have better intel than I do. Ah, yes. I wanted to ask you something. Regarding this whole Mejed commotion, if you were one of the Phantom Thieves, what would you do?
Retaliate.
So you share the majority's opinion.
Sorry to disappoint, but we're just normal high school kids. If anything, we want to hear what you gotta say, Mr. Detective.
My profiling of the Phantom Thieves has led me to believe they are a group of juveniles. They have a relative amount of free time after school and a hideout to slip away to.
This is scary because that is exactly what we are, and we are the Phantom Thieves.
Furthermore, considering Kamoshida was their first target, it seems they began activity around April. In a way, all I've just said about the Phantom Thieves coincides with the group you have here.
Oof, he's dangerous, man.
What? You gonna report us?
I didn't say I was being suspicious of you.
You're the suspicious one.
I wasn't anticipating that response. You always find a way to rise above my expectations. You really are an intriguing one. I lack your calm mannerisms, but don't you think my deduction is an interesting one? I bet we'd make a great team if we worked together.
What? The hell are you saying?
Well, this has been a valuable point of reference for me. I hope to see you all again.
What was that about?
Do you think he's ascertained our true identities?
Nah, couldn't be. Right?
I'd like to say that it's simply us overthinking this, but it may be best to be cautious from now on. We shouldn't forget that Alibaba was able to discover who we are.
True, but it's not as though he had tangible evidence to prove that discovery. Just keep acting normally.
More importantly, things are getting serious with Medjed.
Oh yeah! What did they write?
Here, I'll read it. We are disappointed in the people of Japan in their belief in the Phantom Thieves' false justice. Hence, we shall proceed with our plan to cleanse Japan. This process will commence on August 21st. As a result, the Japanese economy shall suffer devastating damages.
For real?
Keep going.
However, we are magnanimous. We will give the Phantom Thieves one final opportunity to repent. As proof of this repentance, we demand that they reveal their identities to the public. We will attack if these demands remain unmet. The future of Japan rests with the Phantom Thieves. We are Medjed, we are unseen, we will eliminate evil. That's what it says.
Sounds bad.
In other words, if we don't unmask ourselves, Medjed will attack Japan, correct? And it seems they are quite the attention seekers.
What are we gonna do about this?
Only we could get in contact with Alibaba.
Our only clues are Boss and Futaba. Anyways, it's too damn hot out here. Why don't we go to Leblon? We can talk more over there.
And it's also not public. As people are talking by and we're talking about how we're the
We
Phantom
went through
Thieves.
all sorts of options on our way here, but looks like we got no choice but to ask for Alibaba's help.
Question is, how do we get in touch with him?
He cut off all contact with us after that misunderstanding. Then again, if we manage to steal Futaba's heart, he may attempt to reach out to us once more.
But we don't have any clues on what her keywords are.
Damn it, Alibaba! Where the hell are you?
Actually, he may be closer than we think.
Huh?
Hypothetically speaking, even if we stole Futaba's heart, how would Alibaba know that the deed has been done? Would he truly be able to discern that just from cell phone messages?
You mean he'd have to meet her in person?
Alibaba was able to deliver the calling card here. On top of that, he can check on Futaba's condition. However, according to the circumstances he put forth, he's unable to meet with us. This leads me to believe that it would be bad for him if we were to see the two of them together. It seems to me, Alibaba may in fact be Futaba herself.
For real?
And there we go, another one of Makoto's genius deductions that turned out to be completely true.
So she's asking that we steal her own heart?
Maybe she wants us to save her from the scars of her abuse. That would be hard to ask directly.
And there's An using her deep empathy to continue to unravel this. I love how the team always ends up unraveling all these mysteries using everyone's strengths to some degree or another. It's very interesting.
I'd like to meet with Boss. He lives nearby, right?
know where his house is.
I agree. It's real late, though. What are we gonna tell Boss when we get there?
We'll say this takeout sushi is a gift for him.
But my fatty tuna!
No complaining.
Let's all go together. Boss may get the wrong idea if he and I show up alone.
Except it's totally not the wrong idea, though. And he'll get the wrong idea anyway, spoilers. Well, he'll get the idea that eventually is going to be the truth. But it's wrong now, I guess. But, like, he doesn't want it to be. And he's like, Makoto, I will win your heart, dang it. I will steal your heart. In the more, you know, romantic way. But of course, you know, he's playing it cool right now. Because he doesn't know if she's interested yet, you know. And I wish we could sort of ask her a little sooner than rank 9. Especially because of all the romantic connotations that do happen. But, you know, maybe that's just me being a hopeless romantic and liking my fast romance stuff. Which is, I know, unrealistic, but it's also a huge thing in fiction, and I really enjoy that shit, you know? To be
The
frank.
lights are on.
Think she's napping?
Even Boss would have woken up with how many times we've rung this doorbell.
I would think Futaba would have answered by now if she were here too.
Nope. She wouldn't have. She's way too goddamn reclusive to do that, but of course we don't really know that yet, I guess.
Ah, the gate is unlocked.
Dude, you can't go opening other people's stuff like that.
But look, the door seems to be slightly open as well. I wonder why. That's rather careless.
Whoa. It sounds like it's going to rain. We should get inside.
Do you think that's okay?
I don't know. Probably.
My apologies, boss. Hello, sir?
And here comes the other main reason I ship the fuck out of these two, other than just I love Makoto. And also an earlier interaction that I actually forget.
He's not
but
out,
I
is
talked
he?
about it when it happened earlier.
The door ahead is open, and I can hear the TV.
I hope he didn't pass out or something. I mean, Boss is kinda old, ain't he?
I'm a bit worried. Should we go in and check on him?
Please excuse us.
Scream? What was that?
It was Futaba freaking out because the power went out. Oofy doof.
How should I know?
Spook! Spoopy! Spoop!
Get out of here, please! Can we just go?
What are you freaking out for?
I'm not freaking out!
Could it be Alibaba? I mean, Futaba?
Ali Futaba Baba? Nabakaba Shmaba? Corn on the Kaba?
Sorry, can I hold your hand?
Now, internally, he's like, oh my god, I've been waiting for this my entire life. Or ever since I met her. And then, you know, externally he's like, yeah, here you go. Aww. Holding on to it. Aww. Like, well, I mean, honestly, I would extend my hand if I were him, though. Okay, because again, in my headcanon, he's already into her so much. It would make sense to me. Although maybe that's just because I'm so into her.
Someone's presence.
But hey.
Who is it?
Who's there? I can't take this anymore. I'm leaving.
Oof. You said you're leaving, but well.
No, my legs won't move.
Makoto hug. Oof. Futaba hug. Oof.
Alibaba! Futaba!
Poor Futaba.
Hey! Come on! Where are you? You're a hacker, right? Just show yourself! I'm sorry! Please save me, sis!
Oh my god, Makoto hug.
Okay, Futaba.
Oof. Oof, 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 oof. No, I'm gonna keep going. I want to skip it, but I feel like it shouldn't for narrative reasons that I should not.
Crap, he's home!
I only want to skip it just because I want to get past the tension, honestly. You know? And now everyone's hiding.
Who the hell are you?
Don't move!
Oof, 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 oof.
You hear me?
I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, sis. Somebody please.
Makoto hug. Oof. Now,
What are you doing in my house?
alright, so I like this scene for the shipping. I don't like it for two reasons. One that I forgot, and it's the fact that he doesn't hold her hand. I would like be yes please, and I would just immediately take her hand if it was me, okay? I ship these two too hard for I understand, you know, persona protagonist, cool dude, etc. But she holds on to him, and I like that. That's cute. But the fact that she's so scared about this is kind of character reducing to me. Like, she's been such a brave person time and time and time again. And then they seem to use this scene to draw out a bunch of cute, innocent, oh, look at the girl being scared and cute stuff from her. And I think she's the wrong character. On would have made more sense for that to me. Morgana would have made more sense. Hell, even Ryuji would have made more sense to that for me. Maybe not Yusuke, but like, and then, you know, we already had Futaba being cute and scared, okay? This feels like a slight to Makoto's character because so much about her is being so strong and brave and standing up for herself, and then here she is cowering. And she's not in any real danger, but she really felt like it. And we're standing here being all cool, but she's freaking out so damn much, and she's the only one, too, that freaks out this visibly and this much. But she is holding on to him, and I think this might be part of the reason that she falls for him. Because it seems pretty damn clear at this point in time that, while my headcanon, you know, I guess my headcanon that him being into her, I guess my headcanon of him being into her already maybe doesn't make too much sense, seeing that he didn't take her hand. But maybe I'm reading way too much into that. I don't know.
You're...
Oof.
Oh, good evening, sir. We didn't mean to intrude.
Oof, Makoto.
Nijima-san. Wait, are you two dating?
Not now, but in the future.
We're just friends.
Friends nowadays get that close to each other?
That's not it. This, things happened and...
Oofle. By the way, Cherami Lei, I'm not sure exactly how to say her name, but the voice actress, she's doing a wonderful job here of this. And now that, you know, it's, maybe this actually, I don't know, maybe she already is kind of into him a little bit. But maybe she also kind of feels like she doesn't have time for a boyfriend or anything right now, or just kind of is waiting for us to make a move. But this seems to imply that she is, it might be an entirely subconscious thing too, that she doesn't really realize she's into him, but she is. This kind of seems to, you know, ship tease them, which I approve of because this is my OTP for this game, you know. But you know, yeah, and everyone's here.
Kids are here too?
We brought you some sushi, but nobody answered when we rang the bell. The door was unlocked too. We could hear the TV though, so we got worried you might have passed out or something.
The door was unlocked?
Yes.
I do that sometimes. Guess I'm getting old.
Oof, Sojiro hug. Big old Sojiro huggle. So now it's all good and he's not suspecting anything of us. And by the way, nice save on.
Excuse me. There's something we'd like to ask.
You want to ask me?
There's someone else living here, isn't there?
Yeah, my daughter.
There we
Could
go.
she be Futaba Sakura?
You told Nijima-san too?
Is there any way we could meet with Futaba-san? I think we may have frightened her earlier, so we'd like to apologize if at all possible.
Well, that's...
Is she sick?
No, it's not like that.
don't want you all getting the wrong idea. I shouldn't have kept this a secret from you. Let's talk at my shop. She'll hear us if we stay here. Now, where do I start? Futaba's mother and I knew each other long before Futaba was born. Her mother was a bit of a weird one, but we got along well for some
Makoto's
reason.
standing right next to us. See, like, there's so much ship evidence here, if you really look. Even ship evidence that I didn't really realize was there before. The fact that every single time we gather together, Makoto's standing next to us. And in this particular instance, no one else is standing as close to him, to Akira as she is, and Boss is. Now, of course, that could just be a coincidence, but, you know, she's right next to us every time, and then there's also that last scene that maybe, I feel like maybe it's more of a subconscious thing, or she's kind of maybe repressing feelings for him that she's starting to get, or that kind of thing. I don't know. But yeah, there's a lot of ship evidence between those two. And I would say that, you know, specifically, you know, the fact that, you know, she also calls us earlier and apologizes, you know, and there's all sorts, and apologies for getting our number, just, you know, there's just so much ship evidence, specifically. Now, in Original Royal, I'd say that this is the character that was most shipped with Joker in the actual plot of the game. You know, has the most, you know, like I said, canon ship evidence between them. But, you know, in Royal, it's obviously Kasumi, because they start ship evidencing the fuck out of her in the very first scene, actually, so, yeah.
She was sharp-witted, somewhat stern, a little socially inept, but always carefree. She truly was a great woman.
I see.
When something piqued her interest, that'd be all she focused on. She always worked deep into the night. I thought that'd change after her kid was born. But having Futaba didn't do much. Even with that, she always took good care of her.
Working and watching over a child at the same time sounds rough.
Yep, ask any other single parent, I'm sure.
I guess raising Futaba alone turned out to be tough on her in more ways than one.
What about her father?
There wasn't a father.
Do you mean...
Well, there probably was one. I didn't know him, though. She never said a word about him either. She was single when she gave birth to Futaba, and single when she raised her.
Beautiful.
They were an ordinary, loving family. You could really tell how much she cared for Futaba. But one day, she left, leaving Futaba behind.
Did she die?
Yes. She committed suicide.
Actually, that's not the truth. But we won't figure that out for a while.
Suicide?
Threw herself into the street, right in front of Futaba's eyes.
Shocking doesn't begin to describe that.
It's gotta be devastating for a kid.
So... well, a lot happened after that, but I ended up taking custody of Futaba. First, she was so depressed, she wouldn't even talk to me.
Was that because she couldn't get over her mother's suicide?
I kept talking to her, though, and she started opening up to me, little by little. That's when I found out Futaba blames herself for her mother's death.
What? But why?
That part she's never told me. I wanted to know what led her to believing that, but I decided not to rub salt in the wound. Then, a few months ago, she started getting real scared. Even when nothing was happening, she'd say things like, "I hear voices," and "Mom is looking at me."
Which I think is... it could be schizophrenia, it could be, psychosis, which are both things that, as far as I'm aware, from what I know about those conditions, they both happen more or less because of a lot of trauma that is, you know, just perpetuates in the mind for so long, and is not treated and not, you know, and just continues growing rampantly for so long that, it turns into something that's serious, and so it sounds like psychosis to me a little bit more than schizophrenia, but it's not like I'm a psychologist. I just know a little bit about the stuff, and I might also be misremembering some things, but yeah, it seems to be something like that. Poor Futaba. No wonder she wants us to change our heart, as Makoto deduced earlier.
Visual and auditory hallucinations. Have you taken Futaba to a doctor?
I wanted to, but she refused. Even when I had a doctor come, she locked herself away in her room.
Oof.
Since then, she's become what you'd call a shut-in.
Yep. And again, I kind of feel for her, because less traumatic reasons, but, I mean, I don't know about less traumatic. Well, yeah, then your mother dying in that way when you're that young, and, you know, she was your only parent anyway, and, like, all that kind of stuff. And also, you know, everything that led up to that, too. Words. But, like, I also have been more or less a shut-in. I was really a shut-in for a while, actually, to a degree, at least. Not to the degree that I always locked myself in my room, but I was more or less one for a very long time in my life. And, I'm 26 now, and it's... I mean, hell, I tried getting jobs for a while, but they just further traumatized me. I basically had a lot of anxiety issues as a kid. I was bullied, and most of the adults in my life either didn't know what to do with me, like my parents, and so they ended up basically, you know, unintentionally traumatizing me. Or they basically treated me like a spoiled child, especially teachers who just didn't want to do anything right, and just was an annoying little brat, and, you know, oh, I just don't want to pay attention, and, you know, there's just so many things that I was told by those adults that really hurt me to these days, because I was never trying to be that way. I rejected reality from a young age because it felt like I was such the odd person out, and that continued to happen and happen and happen. Most people that I considered friends when I was younger more or less shunned me anyway at the end of the day. Yeah. Like, I remember there was this one instance in high school where I was doing a test with sort of an acquaintance of mine who was sort of a friend of mine. I considered him as such anyway. I remember that he said something to someone else to the effect of, I'm one person here. We're supposed to be doing a group thing. He said that the other person, I'm one person here. You know, referring to me not being able to do anything. I don't know, man. I was kind of being annoying at that point in time, and I was kind of like acting out a lot, mostly just because I wanted people to give me attention. And I felt like most people ignored me most of the time, so I was like that. But that didn't mean I couldn't do the work. I often did goof off, though. Because I hated schoolwork, because most of the time I just kind of... I felt like I couldn't do the schoolwork right enough, or that, like, it wouldn't really help me anyway, because what I needed was to feel wanted by people. The schoolwork didn't really help me do that. I don't know. And frankly, I don't think schoolwork taught me a goddamn thing, still. I don't really think anything I've learned that's a good thing came from school, frankly. From class curriculum, at least. From the experience of school, yeah. From classes, no. You know? That's just me, though. But regardless, there's a lot of reasons, and I could go on and on about a lot of other instances and issues that I had, and they were just small things that piled up and piled up and piled up until they were basically just this one big conglomerate of anxiety and this idea that society must hate me, so I should just hide from it. And I'm probably not going to be able to support myself and have a job and be a normal adult. I can't do this and I can't do that and I can't do this, so I might as well just not try. And it's still very convincing to believe all of that stuff, even though I'm starting to understand that a lot of that is my anxiety perpetuating itself, and that's why I fail so much, that's why I recede so much, that's why I quit so much. That causes me to fail so much a lot of the time, too. But a lot of the times I just fail because my mind is so in the anxiety that I can't give the effort that I probably otherwise would be able to give. There's a lot of things like that, but basically, because of a lot of that kind of stuff compounding constantly, I ended up being quite the shut-in until very recently. And I would say I still am mostly a shut-in, and mostly a rather closed-off individual, except for friends that mostly share my interests and are pushing me towards doing more of the things that I love. Because doing things like making these videos, playing games in general, writing, and honestly watching YouTube, especially watching other gaming stuff on YouTube and Twitch too, really is just all that feels right to me. It's all that feels like is an actually good thing, a good endeavor to be in, something that actually helps me, other than trying to reconcile with a normal adult life that doesn't fucking seem to want to accept someone like me. Because people in those spaces of business and hell, relationships, most of the time, it's the romantic kind, seem to demand more of me than I think I can give of myself, at least yet. So, I'm kind of stuck in this place where, okay, well, I'm still at a place where I feel completely convinced, no matter how many people keep telling me again and again that I should try to get a job, that's not the way forward for me. The way forward is to go deeper into what I love and get it out there more, get myself out there more. That's what my way forward is, and I will accept no other. And I'm just glad I found a way forward. And I think that Futaba's arc is a really good sort of, segue from mine, because she finds her own way forward too, and a lot of it involves what she loves too. So it's awesome. I love her. She's a good character, and she really reminds me of myself. I just described it. Basically, because of my stuff, I became a lot like her, and I'll kind of be showing a lot of the similarities as we go on.
She won't take a single step outside the house, or even try to see other people.
What about you?
She doesn't even let me come in her room.
Oof.
That's pretty harsh.
Futaba is, well, a unique girl. She's so quick-minded that conversations with her tend to jump from one topic to the next. It seems like she's always coming to conclusions in her head. There's a lot I don't get about her. So, yeah, her situation is why I couldn't let you in my house.
I understand.
What Futaba needs is a safe place where nobody will threaten her. Somewhere she can be at ease. That's why I won't do anything she doesn't want. I don't make her do anything she's unwilling to, either.
And honestly, if I was him, I would certainly do the exact same thing, but a lot of people are gonna say that, a lot of people seem to think that this is a bad way to deal with her situation. But being a person that has such severe anxiety, and I think that is one of her biggest things. She has a lot of severe anxiety, especially around, similarly to me, people not seeming to want her or be around her, or etc. So, and a lot of times that is what I feel, or that people that just generally feel like, I don't know, well, they might want to be around that person, that they don't really respect them at all, and I don't know, so.
And again, I know that's no way for her to live. It's all I can do, though.
Honestly, I understand the statement, that's no way for her to live, but frankly, it's the only way she can live without just completely freaking out constantly right now. You have to gradualize that shit. You can't all at once it. I've been able to gradually get out of my shell, so someone like her can too. And also, she's 14. She had to deal with all that stuff. I think she's 14 or 15. I think she's 15, in lore. So, hell, when I was 15, I was a lot like her, because that's when a lot of my shit was compounding as well, the most. What's Futaba want, though?
I don't know. She just asks me for things that she wants, like food or these complicated books. Well, that's that. So, can you just leave her be? I'm gonna head back then. You all had better head home soon, too.
feel awful for prying into his personal affairs.
No way in hell he's abusing her.
Yep.
The reason why Futaba wants her heart stolen must be related to what happened to her mother.
So she'd like to discard her feelings of pain, but can't do anything about it herself.
Well, she can, it's just she doesn't recognize it yet, and she probably needs outside help to recognize it. Maybe that's what he means by that, needing outside help. But honestly, just psychology type help could help, or just frankly letting herself talk to someone about it might be all she really needs. But when I was 15, I didn't want to talk about my shit either, so yeah. Hell, until pretty damn recently, I mostly didn't want to, more or less, anyway.
Will changing her heart really help her, though?
If we can help her, we may be able to stand up to Medjed.
It's possible.
Hold on a sec. Do we even know if she has a palace? Let's check. The Futaba Sakura that lives at Sojiro Sakura's house. Is that gonna be enough?
Candidate found.
Holy shit, fuck.
What the?
She's got one.
So someone can have a palace even if they're not evil? Hey, Morgana.
He is actually...
Where's Morgana?
Well,
I haven't seen him for some time.
we'll see where he is in a second here. I like this, by the way. He stayed behind to spy on her. Smirk.
So, ever since we went inside Boss's house?
Oh boy.
Somewhere around there. He'll be fine, though. He's a cat, after all. The trains are gonna be shutting down for the night soon, so we should probably be heading home.
We have to go to school in the morning after all.
Oh, right. The urgent assembly.
An assembly? What about?
Shujin has been garnering a lot of attention ever since Medjed called out the Phantom Thieves. So they need to remind us not to say arbitrary stuff online and add more fuel to the fire.
We gotta meet up for every goddamn little thing. Talk about a pain in the ass.
I mean, it is our fault.
Anyway, let's contact each other afterward.
And, well, and frankly, you know what? The only thing this will really affect is the school's reputation. Who gives a fuck about the school's reputation? No, seriously. Why the fuck should we give a shit about the school's reputation? The school's reputation is why Kamoshida was allowed to do whatever the fuck he wants. I feel like something like the reputation of an institution like that should not be fucking anyone's highest priority. Even the people running it. If it's a school, it should be the well-being and education of the students. That should be your highest priority if you're running a school. And I just hope society continues to change in a way that these kinds of better priorities that are just better for everyone just happen. Because I'm sure it's within us human beings to be able to have those kinds of priorities, but the world seems to be structured around having more selfish priorities. It's just kind of how humans evolved to be, and society evolved to be, but I think that a lot of those structures are cracking right now. Because we're starting to understand how fucking backwards they are, more and more of us. And more of us are doing something about it. So it's my hope that sometime in the future, it'll be much more the norm for the better priorities that almost everyone can sit down and decide, yeah, that would be a better priority for everyone involved to have, than this selfish bullshit I want to push that is only going to get me more money, which is not going to fucking really help me in the end, probably in any real tangible way, other than ways that I have more wealth to flaunt and use and whatever. You know.
No way in hell he's abusing her.
The reason why Futaba wants her heart stolen must be related to what happened to her mother.
So she'd like to discard her feelings of pain, but can't do anything about it herself.
Will changing her heart really help her, though?
If we can help her, we may be able to stand up to Medjed.
Hold on a sec. Do we even know if she has a palace? Let's check. The Futaba Sakura that lives at Sojiro Sakura's house. Is that gonna be enough?
What the?
She's got one.
So someone can have a palace even if they're not evil? Hey, Morgana.
Where'd Morgana go? I wonder why she didn't react to any of those things she was hearing. Maybe she's always trying to constantly be focusing on doing her hacking or whatever she's frankly doing there. I wonder if she's trying to do something else to keep her mind off it all. Because I don't know if she'd have to do anything with our... Maybe she's typing it down? I don't know, man. Anyway, friends, we'll leave this one here for now, so I hope y'all have a lovely day. Like, comment, subscribe if you'd like to, and I'm sorry if I dumped so much personal stuff on this episode, but, well, it happens, man. This is partly therapy for me. So, you know, if y'all enjoyed that, or bared with it, or especially if you were helped by it, I'm thankful, very thankful, that I was able to help y'all. And honestly, at the very least, that I was able to talk about this stuff online, because I think, at the very least, I'm hoping to be a good example of just being able to be your authentic self online and share and talk about your feelings. And just empower people to speak up, the need to speak up. Anywho, friends, I hope y'all have lovely days, and I will talk to y'all in my next episode. Bye-bye for now, friends.